This thing definitely gets up and goes. Welcome! I got something special for you today. This absolutely beautiful 2022 Lexus LC500H. The H stands for hybrid. There's two basic flavors of the Lexus LC500. You can get a naturally aspirated V8 pumping out 470 horsepower. Or for those of you who are looking for a little bit more fuel efficiency, they make a hybrid version pairing Lexus's amazing 3.5 liter V6 with amazing hybrid system, giving you a combined output of 354 horsepower. Though you don't have quite as much horsepower as the V8, you get a lot better fuel efficiency. We have the original build sheet on this one. This is available on our website if you want to peruse it yourself. Very fuel efficient. As you can see, you'll average right around 29. It's rated at 26 city, 34 highway. Much better than the V8. And the original MSRP on this one, wow, was $109,520. This one has 3,641 miles. It's still in pretty much near new condition, hardly a mark on it. So if you like the options and color combination, it might be a great alternative over a brand new one that's not anywhere near the new car price. Obviously, the original owner paid that initial hit in depreciation when you drive off the lot and the car becomes a new car to a used car. It wouldn't take me long to put 3,000 miles on it, so if you value some savings, then this low mileage pre-owned example might be a great one to consider. I don't get into too much in the pricing in these videos for a number of reasons. One reason is we change our pricing on a weekly basis. We're always changing our pricing, so if I give a price on the website, if I give a price, it might be different a week from now. Likewise, someone might be watching this video 5 years in the future, and obviously pricing is going to be a lot different 5 years in the future. If you want to see current pricing, if this vehicle is still available, you can see it on our website, infinitiofTacoma.com. So we have this build sheet. It's available on our website if you want to peruse it yourself. A lot of standard equipment. The LC500 is one of the range-topping models. It's one of the flagship vehicles in the Lexus lineup as far as cars go. So obviously we have a lot of standard equipment, but we do have a few optional odds and ends. It has the all-weather package giving you a heated steering wheel. That was $250, as well as a windshield de-icer. We also have a heads-up display. That was $900, projecting speed and other information on the windshield. Kind of hard to see on camera. But the less you look down off the road to see how fast you're going, the less you're distracted, and it's safer for you and everyone else. Then we have a Mark Levinson 13-speaker reference surround sound audio system. That was $1,220. If you like music, it's an amazing sounding surround sound system. Then we have the dynamic handling package. We'll take this out for a little spin and see how it handles with this dynamic handling package. That was a big ticket feature, $6,850 for that, giving you these beautiful 21-inch forged alloy wheels with polished finish and gloss black accents, a torsion limited slip differential, active rear steering, variable gear ratio steering, speed activated rear wing. Then you have intuitive parking assist, Alcantara sport seats with power adjust, carbon fiber roof, Alcantara headliner, carbon fiber door scuff plates, and there you have it. Original MSRP $109,520. So we have these beautiful upgraded Alcantara seats. Alcantara is kind of like a synthetic suede cloth because suede and moisture and stuff like that, which cars are going to encounter, doesn't do very, Alcantara, suede doesn't like moisture, which, you're going to run into with cars. So we have a synthetic suede, also called Alcantara, on the seats with beautiful leather trim. The Alcantara is also on the doors and on the headliner. Beautiful job on the interior. I love the look and feel. This thing feels like a vault. It exudes a feeling of quality. Built and assembled in Japan. It's a true Japanese vehicle. I've been working for a Japanese, retailers for over 20 years, maybe like 23, 24 years. Toyota, Nissan, Honda, Infiniti. I'm a big fan of Japanese vehicles, and you might know, or you might not know, not all Japanese brands these days are made in Japan. That's, why people originally liked the Japanese brand, because the Japanese build quality, the manufacturing facilities in Japan were known to make some of the best vehicles, but now your Japanese car could be made in Tennessee. But if you're really curious if your Japanese car is made in Japan, it's really easy. You look at the VIN number, and if it begins with a J, that means it was built and assembled in Japan, like this one. And this thing, just like I said, it feels like a vault. All the buttons and switches that fit and finish. Really, you could spend more on a car. You could get something fancier, like a Bentley or Rolls Royce, but is that necessarily better built than this Lexus? I don't know. I think Lexus, as far as build quality goes, fit and finish, I think they're pretty much at the top. I don't think they get too much better than Lexus, especially $100,000+ Lexus. They really spare no expense with a vehicle like this. Beautiful contrast stitching. You have a great infotainment system, and you have this controller for easy access. It kind of has like a controller like in a laptop of haptic feedback. We have heated and ventilated front seats. We have a rear parking camera. We have a drive mode selector. You can operate the radio controls. The drive mode selector is right here. We even have more, Alcantara and stitching right there on top of the gauge cluster. Steering wheel paddle shifters. The hybrid version has a CVT transmission, which pairs better with the hybrid systems, but it can create simulated gear ratios, giving you that shift shock that you normally accustomed to doing performance driving. We'll see how that does when we take it for a spin. Aluminum pedals. Beautiful carbon fiber trim. Memory seats. This is a Grand Touring coupe, or I also like to call a personal luxury vehicle. So obviously it does have rear seats, but the rear seats are kind of tight, as you can see, almost an afterthought, mostly for little kids. This thing is really designed for the ultimate comfort and luxury of two people. That's what a Grand Touring coupe is, or a personal luxury coupe is. It's designed to be a full luxury for two people. And not just luxury, but also style. And this thing is definitely not lacking in style. We have these beautiful 21-inch wheels. We have louvers and air intakes and creases and curves, chrome accents. We have this awesome carbon fiber hood. Lexus did an amazing job. This thing is absolutely beautiful. It's a real head turner. It really does look like an exotic vehicle. It looks something like almost out of a science fiction movie. And believe it or not, I think this design is about 5 or 6 years old. It's not a fresh design, but obviously Lexus was way ahead of the time with this design. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at the headlights. Just the attention to detail is absolutely amazing on this thing. There's a fantastic hybrid system, and Toyota and Lexus here, the gurus of hybrid technology. I don't think anyone pairs an electric motor to an engine better than Toyota and Lexus. I've owned a few hybrid Toyotas myself. They can rack up the miles. Very durable systems, very seamless. So you have this 3.5 liter V6, and I think it's paired with 2 electric motors for a combined output of 354 horsepower. And when we take it out for a spin, we'll see how this thing accelerates. This thing like hugs the ground, low to the ground. It's sleek, it's sexy, it's absolutely beautiful. We have great promotions, complimentary delivery to Washington and Oregon and Idaho. We can put this in our car hauler. We can tow it to you. So, our mobile delivery service, this beautiful LC 500H can be all yours without leaving your neighborhood or your driveway. The rear styling is absolutely beautiful as well. So many curves, so many little accents and details. You could just, I could sit, if I owned this car, I could probably sit in the garage or the driveway and just sit there admiring it for hours. It's like a piece of automotive artwork. They really did an amazing job with this thing. Contrasting colors, chrome accents. We have an underbody diffuser, a spoiler that pops up out of here, speed activated. With the hybrid battery, you do have to give up a little trunk space, but obviously, you know, when you have a coupe, when someone buys a car like this, you're not necessarily buying a car for space and practicality. You're buying it for style. You're buying it for the life experience of having something beautiful and sexy that's going to turn heads and get you looks and compliments wherever you go, and this certainly is a ticket. Let's get behind the wheel and take it for a spin. All right, we're taking this 2022 Lexus LC 500H out for a spin. Since we're going to do some sporty driving, I'm going to put this in its sportiest drive setting. We have this drive mode selector right here, Sport Plus, which is the sharpest drive mode selection, and you can see the gauge cluster kind of changes a little bit. You got these white and red accents in the gauge cluster now, hinting at it's in the sportiest drive setting. So you got this suspension package, so you have the rear active steering, all those goodies that come with the suspension package. And you can already feel a big difference, like the throttle sensitivity is way more touchy now when it's in sport mode. When you put it like in eco mode, it almost feels like driving like a Prius. You can't feel all that power, but it definitely changes personalities significantly when you put it in Sport Plus mode. So we'll see how it accelerates up to highway speeds, and then I have my little secret little curvy road, and we'll see how it does handling there. This is a big, heavy two-door coupe. It's not designed to be like a full-out sports car like a Toyota Supra. The last car I had on this curvy road I did a video on was our C8 Corvette, a Stingray Corvette, which obviously is something a little bit completely different than this. You know, where the C8 Corvette, the Supra, those are totally designed to be, you know, sports cars. They do have luxury amenities, but this thing's different. This thing is designed, you know, to be sporty and fun to drive, but first and foremost, it's designed to be a luxury vehicle. You can, you know, you can feel it's got a nice spacious interior, even though it's a two-door. You know, the fit and finish is second to none, and it's super duper quiet. This thing feels like a sensory deprivation chamber, how quiet it is. It is really quiet. We'll see how quiet it is in the highway, but just you know, going 30 miles an hour on roads like this, it's completely quiet. You know, what you definitely want in a luxury vehicle. You want to be isolated from all the commotion and drama outside, and you kind of have your own little space of tranquility, which is definitely the case in this thing. You can also feel the transmission changing personalities. So this is a CVT, so a CVT transmission doesn't really have gear ratios like a regular transmission. It doesn't have like 7 or 8 gears. It has it really has an unlimited amount of gear ratios. The nuts and bolts of the way a CVT works, it kind of it's a band that operates on like this cone shape, so it can really have many different gear ratios on there, you know, given that specific driving scenario. But people are accustomed to the feel of transmissions and feeling the transmission shifting, which isn't the case of a regular CVT. So on ones like this, performance CVTs, they kind of create simulated shifting, which people kind of, you know, enjoy more, especially for performance driving. So we got a lot of traffic here today, but I got a straight right here. Oof. This thing definitely gets up and goes with 354 horsepower. I don't know what the 0 to 60 is, but it probably feels like it's around 5 seconds or so. Maybe a little bit faster with the V8. And it definitely holds the gear. It keeps the engine revs higher for a little bit longer versus you know, normal mode or eco mode. The transmission kicks down really fast just at the slightest touch of the throttle. And this engine sounds good. It might not sound as great as the V8, but this V6 is a nice sounding engine. And it instantly reacts to throttle inputs. You're greeted with instantaneous acceleration as soon as you press down on that throttle. Plenty of power for performance driving, plenty of power for passing and merging on the highway. And the next stop will be at their curvy little road, so with the magic of video editing, I can bore you the monotonous drive there, and we'll be there momentarily. Alright, here we are approaching a nice little curvy road. I like to test vehicles out. The thing I like about this curvy road, not only does it have great curves, but it's also bumpy, it's washboardy, so it really shows you how well a car suspension set up. Because if you have a perfectly smooth road, you know, that's one thing, but how does a car, you know, handle doing performance driving when you have bumps and washboarding and stuff like that, unsettling the chassis? So unfortunately it's rush hour traffic, so I'm just waiting for a little gap in traffic so I can open it up a little bit. It is kind of busy. I'm not going to go crazy and break the speed limit, but I do want to do a little spirited driving in this thing, so just going to give myself a little head start with the traffic, which is looking good about now. So let's check it out. It takes right off, sounds great. This is a heavy car, not a little car. You know, and in the sporty setting, you can feel that the suspension feels like it's firmed up a bit, but it really handles the bumps really nicely. Even though it's in a firm setting, it's not jarring my kidneys going over these bumps. We have a nice hairpin turn coming up over here. Yeah, just really nice handling, absolutely great handling. Whoa, got a little squirrely there. The stability control went on. This thing's got, this thing's actually pretty fun in sport mode. Plenty of power, even going uphill. Now we're hitting a little lap traffic here. Yeah, I mean, this is a great vehicle, even if you don't like to do hardcore, you know, sporty driving. It's just a nice car to kind of putt around and kind of enjoy life. You know, it definitely has a lot of athleticism. It's very fun to drive, but it's also just a nice, you know, it's also a very pleasant vehicle just to drive around in a relaxed manner as well. You don't have to be pushing it to the limits all the time to enjoy this vehicle. You know, it has multiple personalities. I'll have to switch at this little drive mode selector. All right, we don't have much traffic in front of us. Definitely lets the tires chirp. The traction control system is it definitely lets you squeal the tires a little bit easier when you have it in sport mode, which is nice, which is definitely what you want in sporty driving. And this thing is just hugging the corners, hardly any body roll. Yeah, this thing's fun. Making quick work of this curvy road. Unfortunately, it's not the longest road. I wish this road went like this for miles, but what can you do? It's pretty nice to have a road like this as close to work. Here's that nice hairpin turn again. Hit the throttle coming out of the corner. Yeah. Some bumps, uneven pavement. Handles it all in stride. And let's put it in eco mode and see how this thing changes personality. Now it's in eco mode. The steering is not as sharp, it's a little bit looser. The throttle's not as sensitive either. It feels like the suspension is softened up a little bit as well. Well, there we go. The fun is over way too soon. As I always say, seems like in all my videos, I wish I could play hooky. You know, take this car out for a little bit more of a longer drive. Maybe take it to a road trip down the Oregon coast. Beautiful roads. Maybe around Mount Rainier National Park. Even more beautiful, fantastic roads for spirited driving, but not in the cards today. Well, thanks so much for joining me in this video. If you liked what you saw, like the video, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I have all sorts of videos out, you know, short little walk-arounds, sometimes a little bit more in-depth reviews and drives, and some of our cooler cars like this. And yeah, I appreciate you watching. Regardless if you're looking for information on this specific vehicle or just for information on the Lexus LC500H in general, it's a fantastic product. If you're looking for a premium personal luxury vehicle, a Grand Touring coupe, this thing is a great choice. Amazing build quality. And going towards, you know, this versus a European car, the thing about Lexus is this thing will probably be operating just normally. The great thing about Lexuses and their build quality is this thing can have 150,000 miles on it, and it's probably not going to give you any headaches. It's going to be very reliable. It's going to function. All the buttons and knobs are going to work. But with European cars, when they get over 100,000, 150,000 miles, that's when they start having problems. So if you like to lease cars and, you know, get a new car every 3 or 4 years, that doesn't matter as much because they're all going to be under warranty. But if you like to keep cars for a long time, you want to buy a car like this and keep it past 100,000 miles, this is the car to get. This is the car that, you know, it's not set in stone, but the odds are it's going to be extremely reliable. The ownership costs are going to be very low for a vehicle like this. You know, comparing it to other vehicles like, you know, some of the competition, you know, some of the competitors for a vehicle like this would be like a Porsche 911 or a BMW i8. I can almost guarantee you in the long run, especially of over 100,000 miles, this is going to be much more reliable, lower ownership costs than a Porsche 911 or a BMW 8 Series. Well, thanks for joining me in this little drive and walk around. Hope to see you soon and have a wonderful day.